Hi everyone, it's Heydi. Welcome to Home with Heydi. I am excited to talk to you today about week 38 of pregnancy. We are almost at the end. We are basically at the end, and so it's very exciting. I am at the end of my 38 weeks, so I will be sharing some symptoms that I get off of my app called, well, not my app, but I will be sharing some symptoms that I get off of the app Baby Center. It lists every week about 3 symptoms for mom and maybe 1 or 2 for baby. So I'm going to be sharing the symptoms and how I manage them. The first symptom that it gave is swollen feet. So around the end of pregnancy, it is going to be normal to start to see the swollen ankles, swollen feet, and it's going to be normal. Now, you want to keep an eye on it though, because if it is very swollen or you start noticing other parts of your body being swollen, you're going to need to contact your medical provider, as it could be a sign of preeclampsia. That's what the app, everything I'm saying is basically from the app, but I'm very familiar with these terms. Or if you have any sudden weight gain. Now, how I manage this, I have not had to deal with any swollen feet, swollen ankles. Sure, my face, my face is definitely bigger, but I think that's just from being big. This pregnancy, I've gained the most weight, and I'm okay with that. It's our last child. It's our last pregnancy, so I'm okay with that. The second symptom that it gave is trouble sleeping. This one is yes for me, big time. The app says you might have a hard time finding a comfortable position as your belly is getting bigger and heavier. And then once you're awake, it's hard to go back to sleep. And this is the case for me. I try to sleep on my left side, and that can be very heavy. And then I'll have to, of course, go to the restroom once or twice, and then I'll try my right side or sit up with pillows, and I have been having a really hard time sleeping. And it's funny because a couple videos ago, I remember saying, oh, I have not had any trouble sleeping. I am so tired by the end of the night. I sleep great. And now I'm like, I am not sleeping great. I am awake. But it's funny, I feel like I have more energy to do things. So I'm not sure the calm before the storm kind of thing going on, but how I manage my trouble sleeping is just try to change positions. The third symptom that it gave for week 38 was crazy dreams. And yes, so far I have 2 out of 3 with a big yes, because I've had crazy dreams. It's reminded me of the first trimester where your hormones are just all over the place. And my dreams have been just back to that first trimester. And I'm like, why am I having these crazy dreams? The app said these dreams are probably caused by anxiety and fear over the labor, or being a first-time parent, or bringing in another child into the family. And I truly believe that, yeah, this is the reason for the crazy dreams, because it doesn't matter if this is your first or you've had many children, it is still an intense process of labor and delivery and recovery. And there is fear there is anxiety, and this is baby number 5 for me, but I have to say I feel the most fear this labor, and I am definitely doing things to help with that, and I hope to be able to share that a little bit more in another video. But one of the things is just being grounded in my faith. That has really helped. And sometimes just being afraid, being fearful, we tend to run with that emotion, or I tend to, and try to numb it out with other things, cleaning, social media, taking care of the family, when I need to address that fear with my faith. And I'm taking these next couple of days and weeks that I have before labor to really focus in on that fear. I do want to check in on the baby movement. Now, week 37, I was sharing how the baby was just really moving all the time and kicking. Well, that really has changed in week 38. The baby is still moving. I'm still counting 10 movements, but I have noticed a long stretch where baby does not move. And I will sit down, poke my belly, and still no movement. Well, you know, I try not to, again, stress out and jump into the worst possible thought. So I go about my day, and then in the evening, I'll sit down, and sure enough, the baby will be moving. And so what is going on after speaking to my midwife is that the baby is just having a new cycle where they're having longer stretches of sleep, and that's where the lack of constant movement is happening. And instead of those big jerks of kicking, it's more directed movements, more controlled movements, where, you know, from a fist going to the mouth, or just turning. Everything's just a little bit more controlled than just kicking. So it brought, definitely, it made sense to me, brought me a lot more peace. And so hopefully you can confirm that with your medical provider, because you always want to do that if you have any concerns about movement. Another tip is to maybe, when you sit down, have a little drink of something sweet like orange juice, or a little piece of chocolate. And that will a lot of times help the baby to give you some quick movements. Those are all of the symptoms for week 38. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like this video, give it a thumbs up.